Kim Jong, Vice Department Director of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, made the following press statement on Monday, July 17, 2023. Recently the US side builds up public opinion that the DPRK does not respond to dialogue. This is a tendency reflecting the uneasy and anxious mind of the US, which has continuously witnessed the thing it most fears in recent days. The present situation in the Korean Peninsula has reached such a phase that the possibility of an actual armed conflict and even the outbreak of a nuclear war is debated, going far beyond the phase of acute confrontation between the DPRK and the US created in 2017. As I have already clarified who is entirely responsible for the situation, this time I am going to refer to the absurdity of dialogue without any preconditions and opened door of diplomacy much touted by the US in public. We had held a series of dialogues and negotiations with the US since the 1990s. Therefore, we are aware that lurking behind the present US administration's proposal for dialogue without any preconditions is a trick to prevent the thing it fears from happening again. Even if the DPRK-US dialogue is supposed to start, it is as clear as noonday that the present US administration will put nothing but only CVID on the negotiation table. Today, denuclearization is an outdated word to be found only in a dictionary of dead words. No matter how hard the US racks its brain, it would be impossible for it to find out the terms and bargaining chip for negotiation with the DPRK. We can predict the possibility that the US may play such an old trick as a temporary halt to the US-South Korea joint military drills, to which its preceding president was committed a few years ago. Or merely please someone with such reversible things as reduced combined military drills and halt to the deployment of strategic assets. Such a slender trick for earning time can never work on us. Once decided, the strategic assets of the US will be deployed in the Korean Peninsula in a matter of 10 hours, and 20 days will be enough for it to resume the joint military exercises by redeploying troops. We are well aware that if the US employs such a strategic trick as the end of its military presence in South Korea and withdraws all its troops and military equipment from South Korea, which is something fantastical, it will take only 15 days for the overseas stationed US troops to return to the Republic of Korea and turn it into a military vantage point. It is as easy as pie for the US political circles to exclude the DPRK from the list of sponsors of terrorism today but relist it tomorrow. In the final analysis, we are well aware that what the US can offer to the DPRK in the dialogue is all changeable and reversible. However, what the US wants from the DPRK is the complete and irreversible denuclearization. Then, can we exchange the eternal security of our state for immediate benefit, pinning our faith on such reversible commitment? We do not act against our own interests. The US might be well aware why the DPRK has no interest in the dialogue with it. Even through the recent UNSC meeting on our launch of new type ICBM, we could clearly confirm once again how our rivals have prolonged their policy toward the DPRK and what a sweet dream they have. Along with the transfer of power from Moon Jae-in to Yoon Suk-yeol, and from Trump to Biden. In the United States of America and the Republic of Korea, any agreements, signed and committed by preceding presidents, are instantly reversed once new regimes emerge. That's why we have to adopt a long-term strategy against the ROK, the top-class stooge of America, and the USA, the empire of world evils, not such individuals as Yoon Suk-yeol or Biden, and build up a mechanism for guaranteeing the prospective security of the DPRK on the basis of overwhelming deterrent. It is a daydream for the US to think that it can stop the advance of the DPRK and, Furthermore, achieve irreversible disarmament through the interim suspension of joint military exercises. Halt to the deployment of strategic assets and the reversible sanction relief. We squarely face up and attach importance to the reality. The reality before the DPRK is not dialogue repeatedly touted by the US like an automatic teller machine, but the nuclear strategic bomber flying near the DPRK regardless of time, air espionage of the US violating our territorial sovereignty. Convocation of the Nuclear Consultative Group meeting openly discussing the use of nukes against the DPRK and the entry of US strategic nuclear submarine into waters of the Korean Peninsula for the first time in 40-odd years. The US should know that its bolstered extended deterrence system and excessively extended military alliance system, a threatening entity, will only make the DPRK go farther away from the negotiating table desired by it. The most appropriate way for ensuring peace and stability in the Korean Peninsula at present is to deter the US high-handed and arbitrary practices in the position of might and with enough exercise of power, rather than solving the problem with the gangster-like Americans in a friendly manner. The DPRK is ready for resolutely countering any acts of violating its sovereignty and territorial integrity, threatening the well-being of its people and destroying peace and stability of the Korean Peninsula. The US should stop its foolish act of provoking the DPRK even by imperiling its security. What the US witnessed in a worry a few days ago is just a beginning of the DPRK's already launched military offensive.